Truth be told, right now it's a little bit of happy, a little bit of frustration. The happy part because it hasn't started to freezing rain for most of us yet. The frustration because it should have started to freezing rain by now, but it will. It's just going to be a little delayed. We're getting reports now from that, well, we saw it from the Hamburg area, from downtown. Also now the airport in Lexington is reporting a glaze. So it is beginning. It's just beginning very slowly. Ice storm warnings now, central going out east along the I-64 corridor, winter storm warnings, and then advisories to the south. The Max Track Doppler shows there's still a lot of stuff out there. So we've got a long time to go through here before we clear all this mess out. And the bottom line is a bulk of it as we go through this evening should fall in the form of freezing rain. Temperatures continue to hover in the low 30s, and it's been hovering around that mark since about 8 o'clock this morning for a lot of us. But now the 30s have penetrated all the way to the south, but still 50s showing up in the southeast corner. Road temperatures hovering around freezing. They will lag behind a couple of hours behind the air temperatures dropping below freezing. But once these numbers start getting into the 20s, that's when you will see things ice up quickly. And you saw how quickly that bright blue was moving southeastward. So again, that's where we start running into problems. So why the slow changeover today? Well, it has to do with some of the atmospheric dynamics, what's going on. Now, we had the stuff falling out of the clouds, obviously, and it's been a lot, but it was falling through air that had temperatures in the 40s. So the raindrops themselves are warm. So they bring that warm down with them. But they're also falling just into what's been marginally cold air. The core of the Arctic air has not moved in. It's just been kind of oozing in here at the surface. And truthfully, you could almost outrun how fast it's been moving. The other thing that's going on, too, is when that water drop tries to freeze, it actually releases a little bit of heat. So really you don't see the icing taking place until you get to 30, 31, because as long as you're at that marginal temperature, that release of heat and the warm raindrops are fighting against it. But eventually the cold air will win out at the surface and it will fall as rain, but then starts freezing on everything, and that's the freezing rain. That transition's beginning and will continue over the next few hours. So here's the overall setup. You see the temperatures dropping. We get down into the mid-20s. Again, icing on the road should really happen in a hurry. By the latter part of the evening, the southeast, still just the cold rain. As we continue through the balance of tonight, you'll notice that the light freezing rain that's around begins to transition to a little period of snow, and some accumulation is likely as we go into tomorrow morning on top of the ice that's already there, and then just the cold that's going to be hanging around tomorrow. So from yesterday, we wanted to highlight the things that we were talking about and how we're doing with those forecasts from yesterday. Well, a major ice storm is ongoing across the Ohio Valley. A lot of folks, it's turned out to be a pretty big sleet storm. For central eastern Kentucky, we were talking about that half-inch ice being the benchmark yesterday, plus or minus. Well, the edit we would do today is focus on the minus. We're going to come in under the half-inch, but still significant icing looks to be likely. We also talked about the best-case scenario. How do we avoid this? How does the forecast bust? And it was 33-degree rain. Well, that's lasted longer than we were anticipating, but that's a good thing in the real world. So again, that was one of the things we had talked about as a possibility. Southern and southeastern Kentucky, the transition, well, less impact coming in for us with the transition late tonight into tomorrow. But still, what we've got going on, rain changing to freezing rain and eventually some sleet and snow. Road conditions will deteriorate quickly as we move through this evening across the north half of the area. And we're still on track for bitterly cold temperatures, especially Saturday morning. And the snow potential. To our north for the most part, but still north of 64, there could be some accumulating snow. You get north of 460, maybe north of 62, and you are looking at maybe an inch or so of snow out of the deal. The rainfall has been heavy. We have been seeing these totals 1.5 inches, approaching 2 inches in places, and it's been all rain. Imagine if that would have been all the ice. That would have been the catastrophic scenario. Fortunately, it was 33-degree rain for a lot of us. What we're looking at, though, are flood advisories in the bright green. So again, we've seen some heavy rains fall. Flood watch covers areas to the south and southeast of Lexington. We'll talk about this storm in detail tomorrow morning with Jack Patty on News Talk 590 WVLK at 9:05 in the morning. You also hear it on 97.3 FM. For tonight, the ice storm warning. Rain to ice to snow. Hazardous travel will be developing. Lows in the upper teens. A cold night. Your day tomorrow, snow and sleet ending, staying cloudy, a very cold day. Highs in the mid-20s. Bitterly cold Saturday morning. The sunshine takes us back to the mid-20s. It's upper 30s for us on Sunday, mid-30s on Monday. But a tranquil week looks to be in store.